the Hilltoppers of Western Kentucky. We're expecting a full house, and they are more than ready to get things started. And while today is the final home game of the season for one team, it is more importantly a celebration, Senior Day. As we'll see a squad from Conference USA, the New Mexico State Aggies, taking on a squad hoping to prevent another L this week, the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with me. Guys, it's time to get it going. Mexico State will kick it off and we'll be underway. He'll take the return and try to improve the field position. Good job by the coverage unit to stop the return man. So Western Kentucky's return team didn't help matters out much there. And this wide receiver, he's the linchpin to the offense. They want to make sure they find a multitude of ways to get into football. And it's a risk-reward scenario on defense when you're trying to cover this guy, Reese, because you play man coverage, you risk him running by you and catching deep balls. You play too much zone, and then he can hurt you after the catch. A lot of different ways that this guy is very dangerous. Stacked up after gaining a couple to the 23. So what do they have for third and short from their own 23? They'll try to run for it. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about. Hold it, open. Amazing how many times an offensive holding penalty will stall a drive. We'll see if the offense can overcome it. Tight end finds a soft spot. And the runner is down, and so is a flag. Hold it, open. So the penalty will not be enforced. The defense declines and stands on the result of the play. And the Hilltoppers will punt this one away. First one is away, and boy, did he put in work in that loss last week, kicking it 5 times. Working his way on the return up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. So the New Mexico State Aggies offense will have its first possession of the game. Offense set on first down. Wasting no time throwing on this drive. They'll run the screen. Not able to break the big one on that screen to the running back, but he found enough and a solid pickup on first down. Here comes the offense on second down. Running to the left. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see if it stands. Hold it. Open. Holding penalties, the ultimate drive killer. We'll see if it costs this offense here. Off play action. Unloads to the wideout. Complete to the right. They're ripping off chunks of yardage. They get it to the 33. And the Aggies want to move quickly.
Man, if I'm a defense, I got to find a way to get some more pressure on the quarterback or disrupt their timing and their rhythm. I can't give them these big chunk plays through the air. I got to be maybe a little bit more aggressive or do something a little bit different.
Makes the catch and knocked down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Second down coming up. He's looking to throw. Can't find the man, and he'll be knocked down at the 40.
How nice is it as a defense when you can drop 7 guys into coverage, only rush 4, and still get home? That makes you feel good if you're the D coordinator.
I'm not positive, but that first down marker might be in the next county. On third and long, doesn't need to take the check down. And this defense goes back-to-back sack, Jack. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. New Mexico State will be forced to punt. Gets the first one of the day off and hoping he's not as busy as he was in that loss last week when he kicked it 4 times. And the ball hits at the 3 and gets into the end zone. It'll be a touchback. Fast motion from the offense. The hand to the running back. Good, solid, determined run there. They'll mark him down at the 27. Good spot after that 7-yard pickup on first down. It's 2nd and 3. Using the quick game. And he's tripped up, but not before picking up the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. To the ground with the back. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. Now on 2nd down. Off the play fake. Got his man in the middle. He's close to the first down, but they're going to mark him just a little short. They have it at the 43, 3rd and short, trying to avoid making a decision on 4th down. On the jet sweep, racing for the edge and the sticks. Tackled, but he has a first down. The Hilltoppers are flying down the field. Out of the gun, the give to the back. And that's a very productive first down play and bringing up 2nd and 3. He just couldn't hold his water long enough at the line of scrimmage. It'll be a penalty.
False start. Offense.
The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. On 2nd down, just keeps firing. Unloads to the right. And they can't make the connection, and it could get worse. A penalty flag on the field, and it's in the holding zone. Let's get the call. We'll repeat the previous down, but this time the offense has 10 more yards it has to cover. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Makes the grab. It's Mung. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down mark. 7th play of the drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down.
Neutrals on your side. Defense.
The defender crossed the line a little bit too early. It's a free 5 yards for the offense. On 3rd down, going up top. Excellent coverage and good use of the hands to knock it away. And the Hilltoppers line up to punt it away. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. No return possible on this one. It goes out of bounds, and they'll mark it right around the 30-yard line. On 1st down, here comes this offense. Use the play fake, now to throw. Looking left. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. Plenty of room on that play, and they find their way to the 36.
And he had to go a long way to reel that ball in. He started off way on the right, crossed the entire defense, made the catch on the other side.
Quarterback can pull the trigger, and down he goes at the 41. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. First down sack, pushes it back. Now it's 2nd down. From the gun, the ground game. Able to pick his way forward for a decent game before the defense gets him down. They line up with some serious work to do if they want to convert this one. Moving out of the pocket. And he avoids the hit and slides after the short gain. And they decide to trot out the kicker. And this one is anything but routine. A 48-yard attempt from the right hash. The official says no good. Kicker tried to tack a few more on the scoreboard, guys, and couldn't do it.
Well, that's one the kicker would like to have back. You're trying to break this scoreless tie, and instead you knock it off the post.
The Hilltopper offense comes onto the field again. That last drive fizzled out, Jesse. They had to punt it.
Yeah, they did. And David, they're just going to...
And that pressure just engulfed him. A sack for this defense.
Brings up 2nd down.
They'll try to keep that sack from wrecking this drive here on 2nd and 15. Wide receiver coming across in motion. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. Defense in the right spot. They stop him after a gain of 2 to the 28. They've made 3rd down offense a key. It'll be tested on 3rd and long from the 28. They're bringing heat. And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16.
You're not going to win a lot of games if you can't protect your quarterback. In their last game, they got sacked 4 times, lost the game. And so far in this one, they're having difficulty again. These guys up front have got to do a better job communicating and giving their QB time.
The Hilltoppers will line up to punt it away. 3 and out and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. We've reached the end of the first quarter, and it has been a defensive battle, and the stats tell the tale so far. Let's see if the offenses can find a little rhythm here in the second. The New Mexico State offense returns to the field. You want to talk about taking the wind out of your sails. Drive the ball down the field and miss the field goal, David.
You know what? Don't leave it up to kickers. Execute better offensively. I think you move the ball nice. You got to keep that in mind. But, Palmer, I think you got to stay aggressive and don't settle for field goals.
Yeah, because you got to know there's just no margin for error right now. You just have got to be able to execute at a higher level.
Here's the snap, ready to cut one loose. I don't think that's the way they drew it up. Incomplete. After the misfire, it's 2nd down. He's looking to throw. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a 1st down. Some 3rd down conversions tougher than others. This one a long one on 3rd down from the 43. From the gun, wants to pass. Going up top. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a 4th down. New Mexico State will be forced to punt. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. And the punt team able to smack him to the ground. Here comes the Western Kentucky offense back onto the field. They've had to punt the last couple of times they've had it, David, now trying to put something together.
But, Reese, you know how much I love punters and kickers. Like, you don't want to see them very often. Those are not guys that we want to see on the field. We want to do something else and be a little bit more productive offensively here.
And I think, David, on this drive, the quarterback's just got to settle down a little bit. These last few drives, looks like he's seeing ghosts. We've seen him force the football. He's missed a couple of throws. He needs to just take a deep breath and play within himself.
Fires into traffic, picked off. He was looking for room to return that, but he'll just hand it to the offense. They'll take over at the 18.
And that's the advantage right there of having your dime personnel on the field. You've got an extra DB. You've got an extra guy out there who's really good at covering. So for quarterbacks, you've got to be so good and precise with these passes because they've got speed in the back end. They're able to come away with the pick.
Offense getting set for 1st down. Goes to the option. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe, 2nd and 7. Went to the running game on 1st down. Now here they come again. He'll take it himself. Slammed to the ground, but not before he gets to 1st down. New Mexico State has it 1st and goal. From the gun, looking for a man. Makes the grab. They've got it down to the 3-yard line. Really well done on that throw and catch. If you don't tip the scales at 3 bills, stay on the sidelines. Big boys in the goal line D. And he's got it. Touchdown, New Mexico State. Touchdown. That dude's really big. How in the world did they lose him?
Because down here he does a lot of blocking and you play a lot of man coverage in the red zone. And what do? You peek in the backfield and you lose the big fella. I don't know how he lost that big of a guy, but he lost the race.
They'll try to tack one more on their score. And the extra point makes it 7-0. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Tulsa is in front. They've answered the bell today, but they still have to finish the job, and that is no sure thing right now. They're up by 7 over Arizona State. We've got our eye on this one and everything else going on throughout the day, guys.
Oh, and how about that? Fires into traffic. It's picked off. He'll try to take it back. And he'll take this into the end zone, but hang on just a second. Flag down. Let's see what this is about. They'll decline the penalty here and let the result of that play stand. Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. They'll kick it off and send that defense right back out there to try to score again after the pick 6. And he takes this from inside the 5. And the returner is stopped. First down for this offense. He wants to start this drive with a pass. Here he goes breaking the pocket. And he gets it just beyond the line of scrimmage before he gets down. They'll line up for a second down play. Wide receiver now comes in motion. They'll give it to the back. They knock him down, but not before he gets it out to the 21-yard line. Pick up a 4. Now the defense will try to rise up on 3rd and short from the 21. Moving the running back, trying to get the D to tip its hand. Fires to the wideout. Going to throw it to the right. He's got his man. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a first down at the 37. On the ground, it's Averill.
The run game just has not been working for this offense all game long. We saw it on that last play as well. Just not getting enough push up front on the offensive line. They haven't been physical enough.
And excellent vision to find running room there and make a really good pickup before the defense put a stop to it. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is.
Holding, offense.
They say you could call holding on every play. Well, they did on that one. Here's the snap, looking to throw. And he intercepts it.
You know, I think when you're trying to throw against this guy, especially when he's in zone coverage, you got to anticipate the throws. You got to get it out before your receiver turns around to look. Because if you're even half a second too late, he makes you pay with interceptions.
Line gets set, first down. Wide receiver shows motion. Quarterback touch pass on the jet sweep. He is stopped behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose yards on that one. Not what they had in mind to start this drive. Here comes 2nd and 13. Nowhere to go, and the ball is loose. The defense all over that loose ball, and now they're bringing it back.
Defensive coordinators always preach swatting and batting at the football and trying to punch it out, trying to dislodge the ball from the ball carrier, and boy, they did it right there.
The Hilltopper offense comes onto the field again. They've stumbled a little bit out of the gate here, Jesse, finding themselves down by 2 scores.
Yeah, and their defense needs to help them out and get off the field, get them some more possessions. This offense didn't spend a lot of time on the field in the first quarter, David. I think they got to run the ball here and try to establish some rhythm.
They got to establish something. And you're right. You'll wear your defense out, continue. You keep getting the football back to them, to the other offense, you're wearing your defense out, and you'll have no shot to get back in this game.
And the defense makes the stop after a minimal gain. On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. They're setting up the screen. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down. And the Hilltoppers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Finds his big tight end. And he'll make his way out of bounds after the solid pickup. And this junior quarterback shows you why the scouts love that big arm of his. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. He bullies his way all the way down to the 5-yard line. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Running back searching for a hole. And he was fortunate to get that one back to the line of scrimmage at the 5. No gain on the play. We've made our way to the 2-minute warning, and now they'll try to at least cut a little something off of the... Give him 6. Touchdown, Hilltopper.
And I tell you what, that passing touchdown, man, that should spark this whole team. Like, the comeback is more than on now. Like, they got the touchdown. They cut into the lead. You want to get a stop and go into the half, get all the juices, all the excitement, and be like, listen, the passing game's rolling. We got this. The comeback's in full effect.
On to attempt the try.
Kicker on for the extra point.
And after the extra point, they've cut the lead in half, down 14-7. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown.
14, Western Kentucky, 7.
And they desperately wanted to attempt a return, but decided not to. Instead, they'll take the touchback. They'll try the run. Ran through the contact.
Hey, 5 to 6 yards a pop. I don't know if you guys are really good at math, but that usually equals a first down every couple carries. So don't forget about the run game. Keep them honest and pound that rock.
Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down. Out of the gun, the inside handoff to the running back. They'll keep this drive moving by picking up the first down. They have it at the 36. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. They've got it at the 36. It's a 1st and 10. He's looking to throw it. Got a man. And that defense is there to guide him out of bounds after a short gain. This offense has a second down play.
Brings up second down.
He's looking to throw. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. Here they come, facing third and long from the 40. Here's the snap, itching to fire downfield. Another incompletion on third down. New Mexico State will be forced to punt. Trying to play a little field position with that high punt. Fair catch called for and made. Here comes the Western Kentucky offense back onto the field. Really good balance on that last drive. They mixed it up all over the place, Jesse.
Yeah, how nice, too, to have the defense on their heels, because at this point, they don't know what's coming at them. They had problems stopping everything that last drive did.
So I think this defense would come back with a little more aggressiveness. I mean, they let them have what they wanted. Now they got to dictate to this offense a little bit more.
And that pass will be jarred loose on second down. That brings up third down. They'll try to pick up the first through the air. And the ball is intercepted. Taking it the other way. Touchdown, Aggies. The defense puts 6 on the board with a big-time interception return. Look, a lot of time left. There's a little bit of distance right now being put on the scoreboard.
There is, but it's so awesome when you're a defense and you study all week about what's coming and what routes to be ready for, and then you jump the route and you make the plays and you just go get in that end zone. It is so beautiful.
They'll try to add another to their lead. The kick is up and good and put one more on the lead. So they got the touchdown, now going to put it in the hands of their defense to finish off this half.
21, Western Kentucky,
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. The Hilltopper offense comes onto the field again. They're going to open this drive with a pass. Running out of time here in the first half, and they do have a chance to make this a one-possession game.
And so you got to locate your best players and get them the football on this drive. You're down in the game. There's obviously a lot of football left, David, but on this drive, in this 2-minute situation, best players got to touch the ball.
And this could get into pressing mode, right? Like you go into the half down a couple of scores, it starts to, the pressure really mounts. Good opportunity to take some of that pressure off, get some momentum, energize this squad going into halftime.
And good coverage by the defense, just a short game. Quick tempo, no huddle offense, second down, clock's running. He's looking to throw. Dances away to buy time. He's going to be able to pick up a few yards before the slide. They'll hurry to the line here to try to get off that third down play. They'll try to get it through the air. Grab near the sticks. It's Monk. He steps out of bounds, but it will be enough for a first down. And in the waning seconds of the first half, they'll try to put up 3 before going to the break. Never a doubt for this big-footed guy. 49-yard field goal is good. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
All right, guys, looks like we've got a great atmosphere today in Bowling Green, Kentucky. And it's been a clinic in fundamental defensive football. Both teams have been relentless and ball hawking, refusing to give an inch. This is the kind of slugfest that real football fans love. Crushing tackles and dudes flying into gaps and passing lanes. A testament to the discipline both of these teams have shown. And with that, let's send it back to the guys at L.T. Smith Stadium.
The Aggies offense will have another go at it. They go to work in the third quarter with the lead, but they have had a little trouble keeping their quarterback upright.
Yeah, and you have the lead, you're positive, but the offensive line coach is definitely going to be upset. And the offensive coordinator, listen, I don't want my guy getting touched. He's being productive, but give him some more time here in the second half.
I think you can do that, too, offensively, by maybe leaving your tight end in to help block, maybe chipping with running backs to help these tackles out on the edge, because you're right, that pocket has been shaky, and if it continues to be that way in the second half, this could be a much different-looking football game.
Finds a tight end. They'll keep this drive moving by picking up the first down. They have it at the 36. Motion from the offense. Quick touch pass to the receiver. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see which way that's going to go.
Hold it, open.
That penalty moves the ball back 10 yards. We'll replay the down. The offense lining up for a first down play. He'll ride his man on the option. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. Offense gets set for second down. He's looking to throw. He's got his man. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. Now facing a third and long. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. And a missed opportunity on third down as the defense knocks it free, and fourth down is coming up. New Mexico State will be forced to punt. He's getting a lot of work. Fourth time he's punted tonight. And the punt team gets down there and gets the return man on the ground. Here comes the Western Kentucky offense back onto the field. They're going to have to be more aggressive in this drive. You can't expect to win this one, David, kicking field goals.
No, especially when you're trailing. You got to have a little more urgency and maybe a little more aggressiveness, Jesse. And field goals are not going to get it done down the stretch.
Yeah, you're going to have to take some shots, no doubt. Bottom line, when plays present themselves, you've just simply got to make it.
And his fifth interception of the game, a miracle they haven't pulled him yet. He'll finally go out of bounds, but he was showing off all the skills after that interception.
Some defensive players just have a knack. I've played with guys throughout the course of my career that you can't coach it. It's not speed. It's not strength. It's literally, I know when to break on the football, how to go get it, and how to pull it in. It's just a knack.
So, guys, we'll see this offense again. From the shotgun, the inside give. And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup. And they'll line up from the 31 on first down. The RPO, fire complete to the left.
And a big key on that throw to the slot receiver, guys, is putting the ball out in front. The location of the throw is what helped that guy get extra yards after the catch.
It's complete. And he's knocked down immediately, but not before he moves the chains. New Mexico State to the line after picking up the first down. On the option. Now the toss. Got enough space. Touchdown, Aggies. And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. They want to finish the season strong, and man, are they doing that here in this Week 11 performance. The offense strikes again to extend its lead here in the second half.
And they got everything working. How great is this? You extend your lead, now you get your defense back on the field. Great job taking advantage of the situation and building on that lead.
He'll try to tack on one more. And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Vanderbilt is currently trailing, but this has been a back-and-forth affair. If that quarterback can find a little magic a la Jay Cutler, this might not be over just yet.
They'll crank up this drive with the pass.
They're trailing by just 4 to Texas. Any big developments in this one, we've got you covered with the best studio team in the business. Gentlemen?
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. This play will be a big indication of whether this drive goes anywhere on 2nd and long from the 11. He's looking to throw. Coming after him. The sweet feet keeping the play alive. He's going to run it. On the run, and he'll slide to avoid the big hit. And this offense just can't afford not to get the first down here. Already trailing big, and the clock is not their friend. And the quarterback caught up to and sacked at the 12.
The third down offense has not been good, and add this one to the tab. Another third down stop. They give up the sack. They're down by 3+ possessions. Nothing going this offense's way.
The Hilltoppers will punt it away on 4th down. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. He'll call for the fair catch here. The New Mexico State offense returns to the field. Quick pass on the jet motion. And he's a real nowhere man tackled in this no-gain land. And here comes the offense on 2nd down. The give from the gun. And he'll find enough running room to get it just short of midfield at the 49. After the strong run on 2nd down, 3rd down coming. Do they do it again? Feeling some heat. And there was nowhere to go for this quarterback, and down he goes.
What if I had told you this quarterback would be sacked at least 5 times in this game and yet still somehow would be winning? It's not normally how it works. You got to give the offense credit, because even though they've suffered some serious negative plays, they've still been able to make some good things happen.
New Mexico State will be forced to punt. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. Yet another punt on the way. Got to make sure that hamstring stays loose. He's been busy. He'll settle for some pretty good field position and make the fair catch at around the 35. Quarterback on the keeper. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. He's looking to throw. Finds his man down the middle. They make the stop right there. Good pickup, but still short of the first down. When you've already sent your punter out 4 times, at least he knows he's going to get his varsity letter, and his leg might get a bigger workout if they don't convert. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up. And the Hilltoppers will bring the punt team onto the field. They may have to pay him overtime. He's punting for the 5th time today. He'll be content with the field position, making the fair catch right around the 30-yard line. They'll move the running back to try to force the defense to adjust. The give to the back. Just working and poking and prodding and finding his way up to the 36. Halfway there on 1st down, it's 2nd and 5. Trying play action. And he rifled in that pass, but it's incomplete. We'll see if they go back to the air after the incompletion. It's 3rd and 5. From the gun, he'll try to throw for it on 3rd down. He's got an open man. Oh, look out, there he goes. Touchdown, New Mexico State. And the beatdown has ensued.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge. And also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. And listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point splits the uprights, and they're up 35-10. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown.
New Mexico State, 35. Western Kentucky, 10.
And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. The Hilltopper offense comes onto the field again. Boy, 3 and out last time, David. They'd like to be more productive this time around.
Yeah, in the last drive, nothing really clicked. No rhythm, got off the field really quickly. They need to put something together here.
Yeah, David, bad execution on that last drive. So they got to take a collective breath and start playing like a unit on this drive.
A 1st down for the offense. They'll run the RPO and fire to the right. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Let's see what they've got on 2nd down. From the gun, they'll give it on the inside. Really nice stop there from this senior leader. That's the end of the quarter. New Mexico State has the lead. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. Just about ready to go in the 4th, and we'll see if any drama can be mustered. Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. 3rd and long, backed up inside their 20. And he is snowed under, sacked at the 7.
If I had told you that one of the best quarterbacks in all of college football is going to have less than 200 yards passing in this game, you might not have had that on your bingo card, but that's what's in fact happened. This defense has done an outstanding job getting pressure on him like they did right there, getting the sack.
The Hilltoppers will try to pin them back with the punt. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. They make the stop, and that is exactly what you want out of your punt cover unit. The Aggies offense will have another go at it. There have been few obstacles for this offense as they are starting to pull away here in the 2nd half, Jesse.
And this has been a dream game for this play caller, too, right? It's like anything that he's calling is working flawlessly.
Yeah, it's fun to be the offensive coordinator, but not the defensive coordinator. They have had no answers. It's been an absolutely miserable day trying to solve the riddle of this offense.
From the gun, leaves it on the inside with the back. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Trying to impose their will with the run. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. Now trying to keep this drive alive on 3rd and long from the 45. Wide out in motion. On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm.
If your job is to irritate, to confuse, to hit, to make quarterbacks feel very uncomfortable, this defense is definitely doing their job. 6 sacks. That's the way to make the quarterback feel like he's having a hard day. He's had no response. This offensive line has no response. Just a sack party.
New Mexico State will be forced to punt. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. Great contact on that ball as it just hangs up in the sky. Here comes the Western Kentucky offense back onto the field. Their drive chart is starting to look a little monotonous. Punt, 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 David.
And their defense is starting to get a little frustrated, too. They just keep putting me back on the field, possession after possession. Jesse, this offense needs to get their heads out of their you-know-whats.
The punter's on the sideline with the oxygen mask right now. He's been playing so much. He's not used to this. This offense, they just got to stay on the field. They've got to put a drive together and get some balance going, running and throwing the ball.
Wants to throw on 1st down. Receiver looks it in. It's complete. And he goes out of bounds after a nice pickup on that one. On 2nd down, wants to throw. Good job to avoid the negative play and just get rid of that thing. The defense trying to get a stop on 3rd down from the 44. They're going to throw it again. Got out of trouble, got rid of it. Another incompletion on 3rd down. Down by multiple possessions. They can't come up empty on this drive in the 4th quarter. They'll go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Makes the catch. He's got enough. And he's tackled, but there's also a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is. Just an obvious holding call there, and one that just kills an offense's momentum. On 4th down, they're taking to the air. And it's going to be batted down. They'll turn it over on downs. The offense set for a 1st down play. Give to the back. And he doesn't find much running room. A short gain on the play. Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd down.
Takes the easy one to the back. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the 1st down. Let's see what they do here on 3rd and short from the 41. Using his feet. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. New Mexico State will be forced to punt. Let's see if he can help the coverage team out with this one. He'll get it to about the 25 before they put a stop to the return. The Hilltopper offense comes onto the field again. We'll see if that failed 4th down in their own end last time, David, sort of curbed some of the aggressiveness.
When you hear about it all the time in football, go for it. Be aggressive. The problem is when you get stopped, sometimes it puts you in a hole. And Jesse, now the offense has to come out and respond.
They were real disappointed not getting that 1st down. You could see it on the sideline. So let's just see if that's kind of galvanized them a little bit here to go make a statement and get some points.
Big play to start this drive, and they're already out at the 48. It's 1st down. He's going to pass. Short throw to the sideline, picks up just a little. And he'll step out of bounds after a very productive play.
And you see on that play the confidence that he has in that playmaker on the perimeter of the field. He's already had a couple catches in this game. It seems like he's always open. And right there, nice job fitting that football into a small space, and great awareness by the receiver getting his feet down in bounds.
And the catch was one thing, and the run even better. A big pickup on that one. They'll throw it on 1st down. And the quarterback will take a sack back at the 36.
And this defense came to play. They know about the high-profile QB. They rose to the challenge and dominated the competition today. They took care of business, and they made no doubt about who's the better football team.
The first down sack pushes the ball back for this long second down. He's looking to throw. Gonna take a shot. He caught it. And he slipped through the crowd, and he'll house it. Touchdown, Topper.
Big-time players make big plays in big games, man. It seems like each and every week when this guy has an opportunity in the end zone, he's coming up with a big one. That time, great job focusing and concentration. Defense not able to cover him. That's his now 10th receiving touchdown on the year.
Lining up for the PAT. And after the extra point, they trail 35-17. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Guys, let's get you up to speed on what's going down in this fun college football game today. Tulsa is in front. They've answered the bell today, but they still have to finish the job, and that is no sure thing right now. They are up by 12 over Arizona State. We'll circle back. If anything big happens, you should know about it.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. And the defense snows him under after a very short game. They'll run it to keep the clock moving. And they try the middle of this defense, and that is not happening. We reached the 2-minute warning, and this offense is that much closer to salting away a victory. On third down, he drops to throw. Trying to pick up the first out of the backfield. And they're running out the kicker to give it a try. He says he's got a big leg. He's going to have to show it from 56 yards out. No good. And after the miss, fellas, still sitting on an 18-point lead. Here comes the Western Kentucky offense back onto the field. This offense has pretty much been stuck in the mud the entire game. It's been a frustrating performance, Jesse.
Yeah, and listen,
and they got him for the sack. Sprinting to the line to try to get this one off. Clock's running.
Second down coming up.
He's looking for a man on second down. That pass is incomplete. This is a third and long. He's looking downfield to throw. And it's another interception as his assault on the record book continues. Didn't have a lot of room to run after the pick, but he's done his job. They have it at the 44.
Heat up them pass rushers, bring in them DBs. That's what I'm doing in this situation. When I got the lead by a couple scores late in the ball game in the fourth quarter, I'm going to rush the passer like crazy. I'm going to put all those DBs back playing the pass. That's what happened. Great job understanding they're going to have to take shots. We get the interception. This one's almost over.
Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7. Stuck with a running game on first down. Now here they come again. The inside handoff. Tackle is made after the first down. All business today for this ball club. They come out and they get the win.
And that's all that matters. It's not always pretty. You don't always do everything you want to do or check all the boxes. But at the end of the game, Jesse, you want that W.
no doubt about it. They made the plays they needed to make in order to get this win. I thought the quarterback showed tremendous poise, good leadership throughout the course of the game. Defense made stops when they had to make them. So, right, there were some things that are going to need to clean up moving forward, but ultimately they were the better team today.
That's going to do it for us from here. For Jesse Palmer and David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.